YouTube. My name is Ayush and welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Indian Dev. So guys, in this video what we're gonna do is we are going to convert our class-based component to the functional component. And why I'm doing this is because like in the current or in the recent versions of React, the hooks are more powerful and it is always advised to work with the functional components. So like I was working with the class-based component just to make sure that you guys understand the concept of class-based components as well. Now we can jump on to the functional components, and in this video I will be converting my previous code or previous components to the functional components. So this way we can analyze like how the state works and how we can manage the states in the functional components. So yes, like before jumping on to that topic, if you guys are new here to my channel, then please make sure to subscribe to the Indian Dev, where I'm constantly like pushing the videos for the web development and the programming related stuff. And if you guys are on Instagram and you using the Instagram on the daily basis, then you guys can follow me over there for like more technical updates on the daily basis. So yes, you guys can follow me over there on Instagram. Now let's move on to the topic, that is switching from class-based components to the functional components. And like if you will look on the web or on the internet, then you will see that the recent examples or recent codes of the React projects, that is all over written in the functional way or functional manner. So we will also like move with this functional approach. So what I will do is I will just create a constant that will be app component. So I will be replacing this class-based component with the functional component. So I will initiate with this with the arrow function. Now what next? Okay, so this arrow function will be returning the UI. This will be returning the UI. So what I will do is I will simply copy my I'll simply copy this like UI from there to here. Now like my UI component is here. Now what I need to do next is I'll simply remove this render method from here. Now we have two things, two methods specifically. So I will just copy this method or maybe cut this method from class-based to functional way. Now like you can see that I just need to initialize the states. So here, let me comment it out here so that we can have a look on this. Yeah, so now this is the example of a functional component in which I'm gonna like initialize these states. So for initializing these states, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work with React hooks, or for like initializing the React hook you can play around with the useState React hook. If you guys are not familiar with this useState React hook, then you guys can go and watch this video which is on useState, and you can cover that in just 15 minutes. So I would recommend to use that or go through with that. Now here I'm initializing the state. The state was username, and like initially I will define React dot state. I will initialize this with the empty string. Now like instead of typing it react.useState, what I will do is I will just import it from React package itself so that I can use that. And similarly I will create a state for password. Now like this is the state, and now we are in the functional approach, so we don't need to use this keyword again and again. I will just comment out all the things which is related to like the class-based thing. Like here in the value part, I need not to write this dot state dot username because I am having a direct approach to this username variable. So I will simply write it as username. I'll simply write it as password. So if you guys are confused about this React that is useState, so this useState will define a state in your component, and it will return an array with exactly two variables. So first variable is the variable itself, which is holding the data, and the second variable or the second thing that you will receive from this user state is the method to update this state. So you can name accordingly, like I'm naming this as use like update username. Maybe it can be set username or whatever you want. It's all up to you, but it should be meaningful. Again, for password I will write I update password, and this way I'm having the method to update username and I'm having the method to update password. So what I'm gonna do is like as I know, like I would like to make this method generic. So on text change id in the like class based component I can do is update username when like to add the case break, so that I can like work with multiple text change. So if the id is username, then I will be updating the username using the update method for that particular state, and similarly I will do it for the password. So whenever the text will be changed, then accordingly my state will be updated, and for updating the password I will be using this method update password. Now here I can remove this like this dot set state, and instead of like writing this dot state I can simply write the username and the password. In the same console I'm logging that. As of now the next thing is like this is not a class, so I cannot use this here. I will simply write on text change, and like it should have this approach. And yes, like I need to define it as a declare it as a variable, and on the login click I just need to remove this from here so that it can have it as a method. So now here you can see like I just wanted to remove this. Let's see this. Now let's see like if there is any error or something. So yes, here you can see that my UI is visible and there is no errors or no logging of errors on the browser. That means our code is syntactically correct. And like let's have a look on the inspect option from the React Dev Tools. So in the component section, that you will see that now the only difference is in the class-based components. You can analyze the state directly by its name, but here like in the React Dev Tools, if you are defining the state with React hook that is useState, then you will see every like state as the state keyword. Now you cannot like identify from here. So and if you want to analyze the order of these states, so you can see that in the same order that has been defined for the declaration, that will be like followed here. Like if I define here as ayushk@gmail.com, that is not my real email ID, but just for the example, then you will see that the first state is for the username because I have declared this as for the first time, and the password for second time. So password is for the second state. Now you can have a look that username was like initialized, then you have received the username in the user input, and again like if I write here as the password useState, then you will have a look that similarly like similar to class-based component I can update my state using these methods. Now like now you have the idea that I can update these users. So what I need to do is instead of writing this dot set state, what I will use update username, and I will mark that as the empty object, and second thing is update password, so that whenever I will be clicking on this like login button, then like I'll get the console log of the username and the password, and my state will be cleared, so that like we can have the look on the two-way binding that we have learned in the previous video. So if you guys haven't watched that video about what is two-way binding, then you guys can go and watch that video now. I will simply write it here. I use useState123, whatever the password is. Now we can go to console and we can have a look whether like this information is logging there or not, and after that it should be cleared. So I have clicked on login. So you can see that my username and the password is visible in the logs as per my console log, and after that my state is updated and the data has been like cleared out from the form. So yes, that's how like we have achieved the transition from class-based component to functional component. And one more important thing, in terms of the functional components, if you guys are like newly working with React or newly working with the functional components, then you should learn the React hooks, that use state, use effect. And if you guys want any kind of guidance in using the React hooks, then you can follow my this like React hooks guide that you can find in the description of this video. So where you can like learn at least learn the basic and the most important React hooks, like use state, use effect, use context, and there are some like tools as well for using the hooks. So yes, you guys can also go through with this guide of the React hooks from the Indian dev. So lastly, thank you for watching this video, guys. If you guys are new here, then please make sure to subscribe, and if you have learned any of the concept and if you have liked the way I demonstrated the things, then please make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the like button on this video. Thank you for watching this video, guys. Thank you very much.